Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and unto to Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Kakadash, and the Heavenly Father. True name is Yahweh and his only begotten Son, Bahashem. In the name of Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, those are the true names in the ancient Paleo Hebrew, the Lashkwadash, the Holy Tongue. And I say Barakatham to the elders and apostles, Wa'akim, Wa'akwaf, and I say Shalom. And this is a sit-down lesson as of Friday, March the 6th, 2026. On this, March the 6th, 2026. On this Friday, was it Friday morning? Yeah, Friday morning. And this is from the CNBC.com. As we've been seeing, this is like the 7th day of the war between, Iran and Israel Defense Force, and Iran versus United States armies as well too. And then ever since the war kicked off last Saturday, the gas prices have been spiking, oil prices been going up, prices and items in America have been going up. And I believe it's starting to affect other countries in Europe as well too. Last time I checked. And this is because the markets, they react what's going on globally, economically and globally. So I just want to add a side note to that. And then, the market's been up and down from last week all into this week, It had a good solid gain on Wednesday, but for the past 2 days so far, market's definitely been down because spike with the tensions that's going on over there in the Persian Gulf, over there in the Gulf region, and then over there in the Middle East. And then we'll be seeing oil prices been going up, So keep that in mind as well too. So the markets react what's going on, globally and financially. And this is a news article from CNBC.com, as I mentioned once before, published by Sean Collin and Chloe Taylor and Palsan from the CNBC.com. Updated last updated March 6, 2026 at 10:56 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to reach. Dow Jones falls 600 points after Trump comments spike oil surprise job losses. And February live updates. And I believe the retail sales have went down in February as well too, last time I checked. It says stocks fell Friday, adding that the weekly declines as oil prices spike and traders react to an unexpected drop in new U.S. job data. The Dow Jones Industrial Average lost 625 points, or 0.3%. The S&P 500 and NASDAQ composites were down 1.1% and 0.9% respectively. Non-farm payrolls fell about 92,000 in February, and a sharp contrast from the downwardly revised January gains of 126,000. So far, here you go.
Are you speaking the word?
Yeah. This is a growth of 50,000 and fall behind the growth of 50,000 that economics poll by the Dow Jones expected for the month. It says the unemployment rate also rose from 4.4% from 4.3%. West Texas intermediate futures broke above 89 point barrel. International Brent crude trade about $91 per barrel as investors wait the impact of the U.S.-Iran war on global energy supply. Oil prices hit their highs of the day after President Donald Trump says in a Truth Social post that there won't be no deal of the U.S. war without a unconditional surrendering from the Middle East country, which that's not going to happen. It says Qatar's energy ministers told the Financial Times that the Gulf energy producers may need to call for a force majeure in the coming days, shutting down the production in a move that could send oil to a barrel $150 a barrel. The conflict in the Middle East could bring down the economy of the world he warned. If this war continues for a few weeks, the GDP growth around the world will be impacted. And he said everybody energy prices is going to go higher and there will be shortages of some products and there may be chain reaction in the factories. And I believe over there in the Gulf of over there in the Persian Gulf, over there in Hormuz, I believe you had some type of airspace might be blocking importing, exporting goods that's coming in throughout the area. So best believe it's going to affect those Gulf regions and the neighboring countries, the neighboring from the nations as well too, and the people around the globe. You know, oil prices and economy globally and economically wise as well too. The shares of the Royal Caribbean, which has fell 14% this week, and many growing fuel costs fell again on Friday, dropping 5%. Of the Caterpillar shares, which have also suffered this week, were down 21%. Markets remain a risk-off mode as worries grow on the duration of the conflict and potential disruption of the energy supply. Angelo Kroskopos, if I pronounce the name right, a senior. It says a senior. It says markets remain a risk mode at worries of growing the duration of the conflict and the potential disruption to energy supplies. Angelo Korskobas, a senior global investment strategist. So I for that momentary pause. It says a Edward Jones says he said that the spike in oil prices and adding that inflation concerns could put consumer spending under pressure. It says that to be sure, Kurkulafus added the structural shift has reduced U.S. vulnerability to oil shocks. Oils will likely need to remain above $100 for an extended period of meaningful, slow economic growth. In our view, the U.S. has been a net exporter of oil since 2019, and the economy is far less energy intensive than it once was. This week, the S&P 500 is on pace to shedding more than 2%, while the S&P 5, it says, while the 30-year stock down has fallen more than 3%, this tech-heavy NASDAQ is tracking for a loss around 91%. I mean, 1%, I might say. Let me backtrack that. It says February, 50 minutes ago, it says February jobs report complicates interest rate call. San Francisco Fed's daily says San Francisco Federal Reserve President Mayor Daly said Friday the week February jobs report also adds to a difficult policy making environment. In the embassy interview, Daly did not comment committed to a position on the interest rate, but said a softening labor market combined with the inflation still running above the central bank's 2% target complicates future decisions. This job market has got my attention, she said during the Quad Box interview. I don't think you can look through this report, but I don't think you should make more of it than more of the data should the month data. Not that Jeremiah. So as the markets are down once again because the high tension is heating up as entering the seventh day of the war as gas prices continue to go up. And the other week, Jeremiah 51 verse 7. Babylon has been a golden cup in Yahweh's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations shall drunk with wine, therefore the nations are mad. So we starting to see the nations are mad rising against her modern day of Babylon great. Verse 8, Babylon suddenly falling and destroyed. Right, it's falling mentally, spiritually, economically, financially. and that's what we especially financially. It says Babylon suddenly fallen, and the square how for her take bond for her pain is so that she may be healed. Jeremiah 51 verse 9, we would have healed Babylon, right? That's no healing for Babylon. So we're seeing division between Babylon. We're seeing the economical woes, mentally, physically, spiritually, economical woes, division between modern day Jeremiah 51 verse 9, we would have healed Babylon, but she's not healed. Forsake her, let us go everyone to his own country, for her judgments reach the heavens, lift up the skies. This is Revelation chapter 18 and verse 1. Right, Babylon's fallen. And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, saying, having great power, and earth was like for his glory. Revelation 18, verse 2. And he cried mighty with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, is become a habitation of deceivers, and they hold every foul spirit, and they cage every unclean HATEF bird. Right, so we see the downfall of modern day Babylon the Great. For all the nations have drunken wine for fornication. Yep, all the nations drunken wine for fornication. Now that this war going on between Iran and modern day Babylon the Great, they will start to see these other nations, even the allies of modern day Babylon the Great, is starting to feel it economically, especially with these gas prices going up, Hey, so we would have healed Babylon, but she's not healed. Verse 3, for all the nations had drunk wine of wrath for fornication, right to this day. And the kings of the earth who had committed fornication for her, and the merchants of the earth were wax rich to the abundance of delicacies. I get to that Revelation the 14th chapter. Revelation chapter 14, verse 8. It says, and there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen. Yep, that great city, because she had made all the nations drink the wine for fornication. Right, had made all the nations drink the wine of wrath for fornication. So with that, hopefully this sit down lesson was edifying as we see the war between the war between Iran and the United States and Israel Defense Forces World 2 heating up for the seventh day as the gas prices and oil prices continue to go up, as the markets continue to crash up here in different parts around the world. They start to get affected as well too, especially over in Europe. So hey, we're seeing signs of modern day Babylon's falling, economical wise. So this is a sit down lesson. So hopefully this was edifying from CNBC.com, published March the 6th, 2026. As it says again, the Dow Jones falls 600 points after the Trump comment spike. Oil surprise job loss in February of Las Vegas. So with that, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Makokadash, and the Heavenly Father. True name is Yahweh, and the Son begot Son Bahashem. In the name of Hamashiach Yahushua, those are the true names in the ancient Paleo Hebrew, Lashkadash, the Holy Tongue. And I say Barakatham to the elders and apostles, Ma'akim, Ma'akwath. Until next time, I will say Shalom.